Good evening, I'm
Good
Ben.
evening. Oh, I just spoke over you.
That's right, we'll go again.
Soz.
Good evening, I'm Ben.
Good evening, I'm Claire.
And we are
Hi,
Jinx.
Jinx.
And we're here to talk about the gin that we love so that you guys don't have to worry about stuff. It costs a lot of money to buy a nice bottle of gin. And so we try it all so that you can buy stuff knowing exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
And this evening we're going to focus on the Craft Gin Club Gin of the Month for January, which is a Bolivian gin called La Republica. It's a little bit, it's not quite full.
My first Bolivian gin. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, it's not quite full, so I might have had a sneaky go at it first. Sorry.
how dare you?
Is that bad?
Yeah.
So everybody's been raving about this, and we wanted to get back to the UK before we opened it up and saw what all the fuss was about. So Craft Gin Club, basically, every month you pay a monthly subscription, which is £40 at the moment, and they send to your door a bottle of surprise gin. It could be absolutely anything from anywhere. I've had stuff from the City of London to stuff like this, which is from Bolivia, through to stuff that's from Australasia and all sorts. But this one seems to have caused quite a storm amongst like my friends and people who drink a lot of gin, and so I really wanted to see what people were talking about and what the fuss was about, and I know you did as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So we are going to try a little bit of it and see what we come up with. We've got some shot glasses here.
Yeah. Get me up.
Here we go. Claire gets these shot glasses so we don't drink too much.
If he pours your gin, you will be asleep.
Yeah, I call it a free pour. It's slang because you can only have 3 pours of it and you're absolutely...
Yeah.
So let's have a go. Actually, I've poured a lot in here, haven't I?
You have.
Or we'll just have to drink it.
I was just going to talk about the smell first. So
Go on,
before
then.
you even try it, the smell is sort of vaguely sweet, but not in an offensive way, sort of in a naturally sweet way.
Yeah, there's not a sort of added sugar to it.
Yeah.
And obviously the whole thing with like the Amazon and, you know, South America is you get a lot of natural sugar, like
Yeah.
in kind of like the kind of forestation and stuff.
Yeah.
The kind of bark and cane and all that stuff. So stuff has natural sort of sugar growth without that refined quality you get in
Yeah.
some sort of Western
Yeah, exactly.
products. So like you say, there's a lot of perfume that comes in amongst the sugar as well. So you don't just get that sort of like kind of sugary saccharine quality. I went to a perfume shop the other day and tried a perfume and it had that sugary thing on it and it was disgusting, and I put it straight down, and gin's exactly the same.
Okay, so now having tasted it, the sweetness isn't the primary thing you get, which I appreciate.
It's clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it draws you in with sweetness. Come to me, I'm really sweet, I'm really luxurious. And then it like hits you with like a whole sort of very high spirit, very sort of juniper heavy hit, lots of bark, quite a lot of citrus. You get like right at the front, and then it sort of washes away into something a lot darker. But I love.
There's definitely some savoury spices going on in there.
Yeah, well, there's
Which is at the barks.
There's a bark, and also I mean most kind of good quality premium gins will use coriander as a staple botanical, but this seems quite far forward in the mix.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You know, it's usually sort of just there. This is quite a long way forward.
Which I think tempers the sweetness that I smelled.
Yeah, but also the sweetness actually comes. There's quite a lot of Christmas spicing in it, which a lot of gins have. So you've got cinnamon in there, you've got ginger, you've got star anise. You know, things that you associate with Christmas pudding and mince pies and all that sort of stuff. But again, minus all the sugar. So all you get is this incredibly aromatic thing on the nose, which sort of it sort of starts sweet and then just goes drier and drier and drier and drier. As it comes down, so it's a nice little pyramid, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. And the aftertaste isn't sweet either.
Very much not. Yeah.
Something almost, in a good way, medicinal.
Yeah. What is it? It's like it's a fortified wine or something like that.
Yeah.
Something. That's whatever I think of when, you know, like when your gran gets out sherry at Christmas and you taste it and you feel like you've had Calpol or, you know, cough mix or some kind.
Yes, exactly.
But it's obviously a lot better than that.
Yeah.
But it's that quality of fortified wine that is in there somewhere. As well. Should we try it with a gin and tonic?
Absolutely.
Not that we made one earlier, but here it is. And because I'm me, I'm just going to do this.
Oh, go on.
Do we need any more tonic water?
I apologise in advance for the deterioration of my
Yeah,
steak.
exactly. As we go through the rest of this blog, it might just get worse. See, that's interesting straight away. There's a lot more sweetness.
Yes, I was going to say, now that the tonic's in there, I get more of the flavour of what I smelt initially. So it was much more savoury when it was on its own. And now, again, the sweetness is there, but it's not an offensive sweetness. It's something...
And it's interesting because it's not a particularly high alcohol volume. It's a 42%. So you sometimes would associate tonic softening with a high, like a navy strength.
Yeah.
And then you get the flavours as you release it into the tonic. But it doesn't really have that excuse. But yeah, it's definitely a lot sweeter than I expected. And it's almost like a sort of creamy sort of finish
To
to
me,
it.
it's sort of reminiscent of something not quite caramelly or butterscotchy, but something along those lines.
But minus the sugar.
Minus the sugar, exactly, but the creaminess and the sweetness.
It's interesting you say that because I actually did a little bit of reading up on this before we went onto it. But
Trying to make me look bad.
I know, but it shows how good you are because you picked up on that straight away. And what it is actually is cacao.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Because you've got all of the kind of the sweet elements,
Yes.
but it's just minus the sugar. So you're picking up on that straight away.
And also because cacao would have a natural slight bitterness to it, right? Which would temper the sweetness.
And also blend in well with the
With
two
the
types of
barks.
bark that are in there.
Yeah.
Things like star anise and then coriander, which is probably the most bitter sort of botanical in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Along with juniper.
It's a really lovely
It's
balance.
a really clever mix. Like, how do you mix like Christmas spice, chocolate, savoury thing, wood, and citrus into something that just drinks
I think
so
it's
easily?
a masterpiece.
I sort of expected it to be really confused.
Yeah. I mean, if you told me a gin was made of those things, I would be curious, but I wouldn't be certain I was going to like it. But
It's weird, isn't it? But this is amazing.
A symphony.
So, the Craft Gin Club, they provide a magazine, which is just over here. Just going to pass me this magazine every month. So they talk about the gin and different things, and it comes with like extra goodies in there, like tonic waters and different things. We were going to introduce a tonic water that we're drinking it with.
Oh, we were. Yes.
Should we go and get the tonic?
Shall I
We're
grab
gonna grab
that?
the tonic water
I
out
am
of the
closer
fridge.
to the fridge than you.
We need to top up because we're going to come up with the second variety of the serve that you can have with this. So it suggests in the magazine, it tells you, the first thing it does is it tells you what you should be serving it with and actually quantities, which I don't really listen to, I'm afraid. But yeah, here you go. So this is what it came with, which is a Peruvian tonic water, 1724, which I've tried once before and is possibly the smoothest thing known to man. It's really, really wonderful. I mean, I like Fever Tree. Fever Tree is widely available in sort of supermarkets and places across the country, but this stuff has such a sort of clean yet smooth, like a really sort of luxuriant quality to it. Have a look in that drawer on the right side. Looking for a little bottle opener. Has something really sort of special to it that I think releases the flavour of the gin really, really nicely. So actually, I'm going to be a bit of a pig. I'm just going to finish this because what we want to do is come up with our second variation. We've added, just for your interest, a little slice of orange, excuse fingers, and a little bit of lime peel. And that's what they suggest. And it's quite nice.
Really, really lovely.
Because it brings out, actually neither of those citruses are actually botanicals in the gin. So it's not like you're overloading it with something that's already in there.
Exactly, and it complements, probably, it makes sense that it has, if it's got cacao in it, it makes sense that the citrus would go with that.
Chocolate orange.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone loves a chocolate orange.
Of the chocolate orange.
Everyone loves a chocolate orange.
Yeah.
And lime and coriander. Who doesn't like that on their curry?
That is spot
Go
on.
and fish curry with like loads of coriander on the top and like
Yeah.
a wedge of lime.
Okay, so do I have
So
to
this is
get
like
cracking on this
yeah,
one?
should we do this? Because we actually have to get rid of the fruit.
Do we?
Now, the second serving is...
I'm going to regret that, guys.
You are, but in a really, really non-regretful way, right?
Okay.
The second...
Do I need to get peeling?
No, you don't. The second suggestion that they have is no fruit at all, but to have some cut chilies in there. We have a better option than cut chilies. Not that cut chilies aren't absolutely fantastic, but we've got something a little bit special to share with you this evening, and Claire's going to talk about it.
So, this is Tucker's Reaper Chili Vodka. So, a good friend of mine decided he's a huge fan of extremely hot chilies, and he loves his ghost chilies and his Carolina Reaper, and he had the smart idea of taking a whole Carolina Reaper chili and putting it into a bottle of vodka. And what he's produced is a vodka. You can see I've only got a teeny bit there, but that's all you need, because literally to put this in as a garnish, I would often simply pour it onto a spoon, pour it back into the bottle, and just use the residue on the spoon for the flavour. So that is how hot it is.
I quite like the wrong bit of the spoon. It was even
the wrong bit of the spoon.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole spoon sometimes was a bit too much.
Yeah.
As a guy,
I believe this is made with Russian Standard vodka, PS, if anyone's wondering.
Yeah, you can use pretty much anything though, as long as it's a sort of fairly standard base.
Where is it? Very, very hot.
Very hot. As a guide, they have for spice I think it's called the Scoville scale, and as a rule, as a guide, Tabasco sauce is 5,000 on the Scoville scale. A Carolina Reaper is 1.2 million. So we're talking that much hotter than Tabasco sauce going in there. And yes, it's kind of dumbed down into vodka, so it's not like putting a whole chili in there. But just to give you an idea of quite how hot this is, it's been left the chili in a bottle of vodka for a year.
I think it was a year. At this point, it's probably a year and a half.
Yeah. So that's quite a lot of chili flavour.
Yeah.
So we thought this was a little special addition to add to our gin and tonic as opposed to just using chili. So if you grab a spoon...
I was going to say I should probably grab a teaspoon.
I shall honestly pour some gin because I don't want to get terribly
Viewers, let me know if you poured me more than a shot.
Honestly, here's an empty glass. Here's a shot of gin. Here we go. Actually, it's probably a double shot, isn't it? What is that? Is that a single or a double?
I'm not sure, but I'd say that due to jet lag, my tolerance is probably low, so careful.
Fine. Right. So, gin's in. Okay.
So, do you want to tonic us and I'll tucker us?
Okay, great. This tonic's been in the fridge, so we're all right.
Yep. Perfect.
I think we can do one between two.
So, this spoon, the wrong end's not going to fit in, so... Oops.
Oh.
Oops. Okay.
Okay, so we've poured it onto the spoon, we've poured it back.
So we probably need about that much between two. So maybe I'll do a droplet into yours.
Yeah, in we go.
And then I'll stir mine.
Stir with yours,
with
and then
the
we'll probably
residue,
do that.
And then I'll stir yours as well if you want.
Perfect.
Because I can't handle quite as much chili as Ben, similarly to our alcohol tolerance as our chili tolerance.
We had a dinner here a couple of months ago, and we basically added this stuff to every gin and tonic. Do you remember?
Yeah. There was not one that was not improved.
It was improved every single one. If you think about all the gins that have like savoury notes, heavy citrus notes, like citrus and spice is such a classic combination.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it work with absolutely everything?
Exactly.
I mean, you've got to like spice, obviously, but
works with sweet things as
we've
well.
put in, much less than a milliliter of it in here, just as a context. I feel like I might need a bit more.
I might need a bit more as well.
Yeah, you've been careful.
I was too careful. It's coming, but so is Christmas. Except
Next
we've
year.
just had it.
It's still coming.
Okay. Let's be careful. Ah!
Here we go. That's your singing practice done for the day. Okay. I'll let you...
I can't believe people are actually going to hear that noise that just came out of my mouth.
I feel like that all the time.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Right. Good thy
So
loins.
Tucker chili vodka, Bolivian gin, Peruvian tonic. Like, this is multinational stuff.
Oh yeah, the chili's gone up my nose now. Yeah.
It's not chilly unless it's gone up your nose, right?
No, exactly.
And what's interesting now is that you still get the cacao in amongst it.
Yes.
So actually, it almost brings it even further forward. It's like
yes, I'd say this is sweeter. This is like a dessert gin and tonic.
It's like it knows that it needs to balance itself out. It's
Yeah.
got like 14 completely weird and contrasting botanicals in it already, and you've added a 15th, and it sort of knows that it needs to sort of regulate itself. It's magic gin.
Yeah.
Magic gin. So yeah, this stuff, they're selling the last few bottles of it at the moment. The craft gin, they're trying to plug it, and I couldn't recommend it highly enough. I don't think you can find it anywhere else in this country, and I'm definitely going to be ordering another bottle. What do you think?
I think I might be having to add it to my collection as well.
Amazing. Well, chin chin, everybody.
Chin chin.
Cheers.
Cheers. Over and out.